Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back, Kings and Queens. We're your hosts, Real Queens Talk, Kels and Bree.
Hey.
Hey, as you can see, we're back in the studio, and today we have such a very special co-host with us today. We have Reiki master, teacher, and practitioner, intuitive energy healer, and Reverend Marilyn Chambers. I'm
Hey.
so glad we're finally able to have you on our pod. You know, we met
Yes.
Marilyn at NJCCE event in Somerset, New Jersey, about a few months ago, and we instantly clicked. But want you all to help us thank Marilyn. Welcome. All right.
Yes.
So Marilyn, tell us a little bit about welcome. First of all, let's welcome you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for having me here.
Of
Thank you for
course,
kicking it with us.
Come in closer.
We're definitely glad to have you on the pod today.
Yes.
Thank you. And I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
It's good energy, y'all. Like if you could feel
Yes.
the vibe right now in the studio.
Yes, and Marilyn gave us little sound bath energy before we started, so we are
Yes.
good to go.
It's a vibe.
Yes.
So Marilyn, tell us a little bit about what you do and sorry.
No, you good.
All right, tell us a little bit about what you do and how you got started on your spiritual healing path.
Okay, so hi, Marilyn. Reverend, I got to get used to that too because I'm ordained minister. And with the ordained, I do use that for house blessings, business blessings, any clearing and entities and stuff like that. But I'm a Reiki practitioner, and I just got fucked.
It's okay.
You good. Go ahead.
gotta
Don't
keep
worry.
going. He'll
No,
edit
just keep
that?
going. Yeah, just
Keep
keep
going.
Oh, I'm lost. I'm sorry.
It's okay, girl. It's all right.
Okay. Right, because you said. Okay, this is the thing. I'm gonna be transparent with when they ask me these questions. It's almost like I feel like they're asking questions like if it's something that's scripted, right? But for me, I was born to be a healer. I was always
Right.
different growing up. Like I always
Right.
felt different from everyone else around me.
Mhm.
And I always felt like I had to be that person to help, even at a young age, you know? And then
Yeah.
I always have people gravitate to me as far as like coming to me to talk to me about their personal life. Even my teenage friends, like if they were going through something at home, it was like they just were drawn to me to talk to me about it. And then I just, all out of nowhere, naturally, I was able to give them advice or how to
Right.
handle situations or whatever the case may be without realizing that I'm already doing my purpose.
Right.
Right? So as I got older, have kids, of course, struggling, of course, having my own childhood, inner child, traumas.
Right.
I kind of blocked myself from moving forward as an adult, as being what I am today. Right.
Uh-huh.
So, make a long story short, because I could go on forever with it. Of how I got here was kids are grown. Now, one day I told myself, you know what? It's time.
Right.
It's time for me to move forward with my spiritual journey. But I needed that guidance from the other side.
Right.
All right. So, still was finding excuses for it. And one day, my guy did something that had me jump into something. So, I come home, I'm rolling up, I'm about to park in my parking space, and all of a sudden I see these pile of rocks. Only on my parking space, a pile of rocks.
Mhm.
Oh, what the fuck is that? And because I come from spiritualists,
Right.
you right away think it's somebody doing something to you. They
Right.
put that there. Is somebody trying to do something? Like
Right,
wish bad
right.
on me, and they put some
Right.
rocks there, whatever. Or at the same time, it came to my thoughts like, oh, is somebody trying to rob me? Because that's like a setup for me to come out my car. 'cause
Right.
That's
Right.
never happened to me
Trafficking, anything.
before.
Right.
My husband told him to come outside because I'm not trying to come
Right.
out on my own. So he comes out. I said, whatever you do, don't touch that. I know what to do with that, but don't touch it. So I came out. I did what I needed to do with the rocks. And I come home, and all of a sudden, my medium comes in my thoughts. And I haven't seen him in a couple of years. So my medium comes in my thoughts. I said, damn, why Richie coming in my thoughts? That's my guy. She did that to give me the little spook, somebody doing something to you, so then I can go see the medium because she needed to channel in with him to get to me.
Right.
Oh wow.
That's what she did.
Right.
So, long story short, I make an appointment. I found his number. After searching through some books out of nowhere, found the number. And that was her too. She had me think about a book, and when I went for the book,
Right.
the sticky pad was there with his phone number. So I hit him up, made the appointment. 11:11 at 11 o'clock.
Mm.
That was my appointment.
Intentionally or
No. That's
wow.
angel numbers.
Right. I was thinking that.
Yes.
Messages 11:11 because it's time. They need to talk to me.
right.
So I get there, and when I pull up, he's like texting me like, "You here yet?" I was like, "Yeah, just pulled up." He was like, "Girl, you better hurry up because your guy's already here." This never happened before. Usually, you start the ceremony, after he does the blessing and all that stuff, and then they come in, right? Because it opens
Right.
a portal. Those who want to come through, they come through. No, homegirl was already waiting for me. So I get there, and he's like, "Girl, hurry up. We got hurry up, because she over here like." So I was like, "Oh my God, for real?" And he's like, "Yeah, just get in here." So I was like, "All right." So we did what we needed to do.
Yeah.
Right.
And she was like a mother to me at that moment. She was like, "Girl, stop it. It is time. You were born. This is your birthright. You got to stop ignoring your callings. I brought you here. Oh, yeah, and those rocks, yeah, that was me.
Oh wow.
I did
Wow.
that because I knew that you were going to pick up that either somebody trying to do something to you and you were going to come straight to Richie. I knew you were going to do that, so I had to do that. And I was like, oh, shit. And then she was like, you got to listen to me. You got to work with me. You're a born healer. We're going to move forward from this day forward.
Oh wow.
She was like, no more, putting it on hold, no more of that. And in my mind, at first, financial situation, I'm like, how am I going to do this?
right.
Yeah.
Because you got to have money. It's your tool. So there's certain things, materials that you're going to need, right?
Right.
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 All right, long story short, she made sure resources came to me. Money was coming out of nowhere. And I was like, okay. So I started purchasing my items, the stuff that I'm going to need for healing, this, that, and the third, a backpack. And I'm like, all right, I don't have a place to do this.
Right.
She said, no, you're going to be mobile. I'll get you the people.
Wow.
So I ended up buying the massage table. I bought all of my supplies. I'm like, okay, still how I'm going to do this? I need a name.
Right.
So I'm sitting at home and I'm like, oh, I got to come up with some names. Some names. And all of a sudden it was like, a friend of mine was like, Marilyn. She was like, your last name. She was like, you ever watch Harry Potter? I'm like, no, not really. She was like, Chambers of Secrets. You could be Chambers of whatever. And I'm like, what? Okay, no, I like that ring. So I came down with Chambers of like crystals, or and then elements came to thoughts.
Right.
Because I was thinking of my guide. She's an element. And I'm like, all right, now I'm going to have to do divination. So I took a pendula and I put down all the names and I started one at a time. And for the most part, she was knowing everything till we got to Chambers of Elements. Because she saw like Chambers is you, Elements is me. We're partners. That's our name. So I put Reiki in front of it so that way people can recognize that I am a Reiki healer. I didn't want to leave it as Chambers of Elements, and then people are like, "What's Elements?
What exactly?
What
Yoga or anything? Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What's this? What does she do? So Reiki came into place. All right. So we started with that. She pushed me to do my registration. I could have did it on my own, register my business, but I didn't want to make any mistakes. So from there, she made it possible for me to come up with some more money. And I hired an attorney, took care of that for me. That's how I was starting. She was putting everything into place for me. She was like, we got your name going, we got this going. Then all of a sudden, I was getting the phone calls. Like, people were calling me. I put myself in the Google, search whatever in person. I did that for maybe a few months. And then she connected me to someone who was renting their space. And then it all just took off right there.
Oh
Wow.
Literally.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is an incredible story.
Yeah.
But let's rewind a little
rewind
bit.
a little bit.
A little bit for
I'm sorry, because I could go on. But
Nah, you're good. But just for anybody who doesn't even
Yes.
know what Reiki is, like, can you break that down? Can you explain that, like, in layman's terms?
All right, so Reiki, it's broken into two, right? So Rei is universal, and then Ki is life energy, right? So it's Reiki, universal force energy, life force energy. And basically is the energy is from within, right? You have to be attuned, of course, to do it.
Of course.
So I got my certification, 1 and 2. Once you're a 2, you can practice the Reiki. So anyway, I got into it, whatever. But for me, it's crazy because some people, they still do the way they got taught in the certification class. They still do it like the way the book is.
Right.
And in our reality, when our founder, our teacher, Michael Yushi, his teachings were not books. You were learning it. It wasn't text written.
Right.
So that's why in this time it gets lost in translation how everything should be taught. I don't go by what was taught. Those were my tools of information of how it's done, right? So it's either hands-on healing, okay, or you're doing distance healing.
Right.
For the most part, do both.
Okay.
Right? So you're laying down on the massage table, facing up. You might have a blanket over you. I use crystals as tools because they channel into with the other side. And plus, at the same time, I have a protection for you when you're holding these tools.
Right.
So I got to protect the room. So I protect everything. So you're laying down, and then I come over you. Now, depending on what you and I spoke about, because we'll have a little quick consultation.
Right.
If you got any physical things going on, like your back hurts or your hip or your shoulder, whatever the case may be.
Well, I need that right
or
now.
muscle
Because,
tension.
girl, my back.
Same. I can't barely move my neck.
Yeah, muscle
Right now.
tensions. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
the way I channel into heal you is not just the hands-on healing.
Right.
I got intentions like I'm a physician, and I'm telling Reiki what to do. Like if I'm a doctor, like a psychic surgeon or something, and I call my doctors, my spiritual tribes, they're physicians. They come, you know, and I have them come. They flow through me.
Right.
The energy flows through me, and then
Wow.
you feel it. Because for me, I a lot of testimonials from my clients is my hands are always hot.
Okay.
Right.
They're like, "Girl, did you have hand warmers?" No,
Right.
it's naturally hot because the energy is there.
That
It's
natural
flowing.
energy,
Yeah,
yes.
it's flowing. And then some practitioners might just do the distance. Some might do just the touch. But there's certain areas that you're gonna touch. So it'll be like the shoulder to the hand, the knees, your foot. I like really focusing on the feet because everything stems from our feet.
Yes.
Like our organs
Yep.
and everything are there too.
Right.
You know, this is why grounding is very important.
Right.
When it's nice out, you know, just be barefooted. You know, it's grounding. So anyway, so I take care of all of that stuff, all that area over here. And then if you're someone that, if I can pick up, you need some clearing, your chakras, you're blocked, you're going through stuff, then I will do that as well. I will balance you out, open up your chakras. Now, how do I feel your chakras? All right, so when I start from the crown, if I don't feel anything flowing, I know you're blocked.
Right.
So I stick to that area a little longer until I start feeling like a pulse flow of a river. So you will feel, I will feel things moving here in your head or in the back of your neck, flowing through you. And that's when I know that I open this area up, time to do the throat. Because remember, one chakra is locked.
The rest of them, yeah. Yep.
You gotta open
What's
them up.
like the most common block chakra that you
So
come
a lot
across?
of people, most common block chakra is the throat.
Mm-hmm.
Because they tend to hold things. They don't communicate. They don't verbalize things. They hold themselves back to say things. This is why I say I'm not that person.
Right.
I was straight up. I have to
straight
tell you
shooter.
something. I'm gonna express it right away.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
bam. Now if I offended you, then we could talk about it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And then I'll clear myself, I'll clear it
Right.
up. But in the meantime, if that's what I'm getting to say, I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Right.
blunt. So usually the main area for most of my clients is the throat chakra.
Yeah.
Another one is if like you're not confident,
Yes.
low self-esteem, that's
Yes.
your solar plex is blocked. You know what I mean? If you don't have your creativity, you're like
Yes.
writer's block or whatever the case may be, that will be your
Right.
crown.
Yeah.
You're not focused, no clarity, that's your third eye.
Right.
You know, so and then of course you don't feel no love and you're feeling like love and
Yeah.
got some negative thoughts about it, you're being blocked in that area too. You know, you either need to be balanced. Let's open that up. Now, some of my clients have felt things during Reiki. Some people have seen colors. Usually when they see the colors, it's because their chakras are open and they're flowing. You know, like me, for example, when I tap in, I can see the colors, the purple,
auras
like the
and-
amethyst
yeah.
color. You know, the yellow, the green. You know, I see them. They just flow.
Wow.
There's some people that if they're open and they're not coming with expectations of like, let me see what this is about. Well, guess what? You're already blocking the whole situation.
Right.
So you're going to make it harder for me to come through. And if I do come through, you're still not going to feel a difference because your thoughts are still
blocked.
there. You're still
Yeah.
talking like, let me see what this is about. Now, if you're serious about it, you're really going through a spiritual journey. You want to change yourself. You want to put you as your priority. You know what I mean? And you come there with an open mind, open heart, and just ready to receive, girl, you're going to feel shit.
Right.
And if your guide is, I open the portals for the spirit guides. So Reiki does technically.
Right.
So like if you're there and I'm doing Reiki on you, before the day before the session, I know a little bit about you. I got your name. That's all I need. I talk to them. Listen, we got Reiki tomorrow for so-and-so. And this is what she's going through if I know a little bit of things.
Right.
Right.
And prepare them so we know what we're going to be doing when we come see you.
Right.
Or when you come see us, rather.
Right.
And basically, they have felt their guides come through. You know, like they'll say, "Oh my God, I felt you down there, but I felt someone's hands over here, and it felt very motherly." You know, so that could have been anyone. If someone in their family passed away, or it could have been just their spirit guide.
Right.
Because your guides are with you 24/7. I mean, from the time that you're born until it's time for you to
Yeah.
leave, they're with you.
Right.
Break that down a little bit because you talk a lot
Yes.
about your spirit guide, and your spirit guide is the one who led you to become a Reiki practitioner and realize that was your calling.
Right.
So what is that? Because that might be a little bit confusing, especially for somebody who is not intuitive or in tune with their spirituality in that sense. So what is a spirit guide exactly?
So a spirit guide can be anything. Normally I will call it a source.
Okay.
Right? When you might read it on my Instagram, I might say something like, I may say something like in my Instagram, like connected to source. That means
Gotcha.
I'm connected to anybody. It could be my ancestors. It can be my angelic realms. It could be the angels, archangels. You know? Like for example, I'm connected to Archangel Metatron. Anybody know about Metatron?
Never heard
I
of
don't.
it.
So, real quickly, Metatron is the most powerful angel in the heavens. He's actually God's right-hand man. So he technically writes our lessons that we have here. He watches over us, especially the children. And so I don't have my medallion with me, but the Merkaba, it's a symbol with the it looks like a star, like a Star Davis, but it has all these things going on like this. So that's his cube. Okay. So what he does is he comes over here, he watches all of us, and he's writing everything you're doing. Because remember, Earth, we're here for a lesson.
Right.
We're here for lessons.
Right.
Right? For your
Definitely.
purposes. And remember, some people come through block, some people come through knowing who they are. That's why when you see people like that, they're like psychic.
Right.
Right? They can see spirits and stuff like that because they were born and they came open.
Right.
That's why when you have kids, they're already open when they're born.
Right.
Most of them.
Yes.
That's why it's
You know
like
what
you
I'm
can
saying?
be like, it feels like you were here before. Like
Right.
you were
You feel
old,
like my
old.
son.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like my son.
Same.
He's blocked now. I wish that he stayed open, but back then when he was little, we lived in an apartment where he constantly was seeing spirits. And at first, I was just like, is he really seeing spirits? I mean, he could describe them to me, but I don't know if he's just like imagining this and he's not really seeing it. And so again, when I
Right.
went to visit my medium, I didn't even bring up the question. I was about to, but then spirit already knew why I came there for. So they already answered it for me. And they were like, yeah. He sees a
Wow.
nurse. Let me describe the nurse. And when they described the nurse to me, I'm
What?
like, oh my God. That's the same description he gave me. So he does
What?
see. He
Oh,
does see them.
wow.
Yeah. And then he had like a little boy that used to come to my house. And I used to hear my son talking with his little cars and like arguing a little bit. And then I'm like, Jake, what's going on? And he's like, the boy. And I'm like, what about the boy? And I don't see nobody there.
Yeah, what
And I'm
boy?
like, what boy? And he's like, the boy, he doesn't let me play.
Yeah.
So, you're thinking imaginary friend.
Right.
No, so then I was told that they don't understand why this kid spirit is attached to the house where I live at because it's not like he passed there, but he will always come. And then they literally confirmed with me, like, he's not a good one.
Oh, wow.
Like, he's
Oh,
not
wow.
good. So they let me know what I needed to do or whatever the case may be. But then after that, my son wasn't seeing the boy. We made him disappear. We did something.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, but he will see them. And then he will see them, even if, like, let's say they look like decayed and like he was
He
able to
saw
see
all
them.
of that?
He could describe them to
Wow.
me. It kind of scared me a little bit. But I'm like,
Right? That gotta be a little bit
Yeah.
scary,
Like,
especially for a kid.
well, he looked like a zombie.
Wow.
What does he look like? A
That's
zombie? And
crazy.
he'll be like, yeah, mom, he got like holes and he looks, dark like a monster. And I'm like,
Wow.
oh my God. Yeah. So, but then as he got older, it just went away. Like he wasn't in tune anymore. But in the beginning, yeah. So like kids, they're
Crazy.
born, they can see things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's like the same thing with pets. Pets
Right.
can gravitate, especially
I
cats.
believe that.
Yes,
I believe
Especially
that.
cats.
Yes, they
Yo.
say that
Cats can see them.
pets can definitely tell who is real, who's not.
Yup, the
If they
energy.
like you, that you know,
Energy
if they don't
is
like
there.
you, you know why.
They don't like your vibe. They already know. If you're a person
They be
that's
running.
always with,
Right.
like bad intentions and stuff,
Yes.
animals
Yeah.
can pick that up. They won't like
They
you.
sense it.
Absolutely.
They do.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
everything is energy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody connects with everything.
Right.
Like the
Right.
birds, the trees, like everything.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it's like when I do energy work, I get to experience a lot of crazy things. Like people won't believe me unless I'm recording this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like right now, thank God I got some pictures. I'll show y'all later.
So you talking about like some paranormal activity type shit? Like
I had a client where her shin hurt really bad. Her shin. So
Yeah.
when I interviewed her, I said, let me know if you got any physical issues, any pains anywhere so I could focus in that area the most. She's like, okay. She literally, like, right here, she's like, yeah, Marilyn, you know, like, my shin right here really be bothering me, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm gonna focus on that area. So as I'm doing Reiki, she's in a blanket. Her face is here.
What?
I ain't lying to you. I can show you. I got pictures. That I can prove.
You have pictures of a face?
Mhm.
On a what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's scary.
Face is here, right? And when I come around, because now I'm up here, and then when I'm coming around, I was like, it kind of like shocked me too, because I didn't expect to see that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that is spirit showing their face. Hold up.
Wow.
Continue on. But basically, what my spirit guy was trying to tell me, I have 3 spirits that come for the cleansing and the clearing. I got 2 males and a female. So the male showed up. So what he was trying to let me know was, we need to focus here. Like, I didn't know that. The client told me. But anyway, so he showed himself here. Like, we need to stick right here. So I did that. I stuck with it. But I was still questioning myself, like, why did that appear there? Like, why?
Right.
Even though I did what I was supposed to do, I was still questioning it. So then another time I had another client. It happened to me twice. So I had another client, and she told me that her hip hurts a lot. It stiffens up, I guess, from sitting the whole time.
Right.
And the blanket right here, it was another male. But this time the male, you know how they have a photo of Jesus?
Yeah.
With the beard. He looked like that to me on the image. And then the way the blanket was, it looked like he like had long hair or whatever. And the same thing, because I already knew from the one that I had to stick to this. So they were trying to tell me where to be at
Right.
the most. So they will show up.
Wow.
There's times the room will be cold, extra cold.
I've heard of that before.
And
the room
they'll
cold
feel
or
the
like
wind
a
all
wind.
over nowhere.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I've heard that
Yeah.
before.
There's times where they will feel that.
So what does that mean? Like
So
the
spirit's there.
hits
They're
enters,
there.
Spirit is
their
there.
presence.
And there's times where spirit, like I had one client where I was doing the sound, because some of my clients will do Reiki only or Reiki and sound. Right. So I'll clear you first. I'll do what I got to do with the Reiki. And then now I'm going to grab my bowls and I'm going to start doing sounds around you.
What's the benefit of that, of the
Because
sound bath?
it's the same thing as Reiki. The only difference is, excuse me, it's not on your body. But the vibration travels through you, because we're made of what? 75, well, not 75, but 70% water. Right. So when you play a tune, everything
Water
shakes and
vibrates.
vibrates. So that's vibrating through your body. So it's actually now going into deeper areas, like your nervous system. So you know how, like, if your nerves are inflamed or, you know, whatever, if they're inflamed or pinched or whatever the case may be, you're going to have symptoms, right? Stuff is going to hurt.
Right.
With the sound vibration, it travels through the whole body. It does the same thing as Reiki. It can do clearing of, it can remove negativity, stagnation, anything stagnant. It can benefit your health, most definitely the health part.
Right.
And when it comes to the mind, that's number 1 right there. Because your mind right away, let's say you got a lot of things going on right here.
Right.
Like most
Your
of
mind
us.
is just talking.
Right. Like most of us.
As soon as you strike a bowl, bing, your mind goes, stop. What's that?
Even when you were
And
doing it
everything
earlier.
else,
Yes.
you're not thinking about nothing now. Now your mind, your brain is like, what is that? And then it soothes it. And before you know it, my client gets into a whole meditative state where they out.
Wow.
They so out from the outside, but mentally, subconsciously, they're awake.
Right.
And if they see things, like they'll wake up telling me,
Right.
oh my God, was I up? And I'll be like, oh no, you were really like
you were
out.
Yes, you were snoring.
You're snoring. And they're like, well, I heard the sounds.
That's
And
crazy.
I saw myself somewhere. I had one client that bugged me out with what he was seeing. Okay, can I say this on here?
Yeah, go ahead.
He
Go ahead.
before he went to
Yeah.
You good.
okay, he had an
he
L.
smoked weed before
Yeah.
he came on.
Yeah.
Before he came.
He said, I said,
Like-
he asked me too. He was like, would it be okay if I smoke before we do? I said, yeah, I want to know what the experience would be like. I want to know your testimonial. Yeah, let's do this.
Let's experiment a little bit.
Experiment a little bit with that. And he did. And like in 2 minutes, he was out. Because I did a little bit of sound in his ears or whatever. And so I'm doing Reiki. And while I'm doing all this stuff, he's seeing shit.
Oh.
And he saw a few people come at him. It was just faces. He said he just sees faces, male, female, and they were saying hi to him. Hi. And on my outside, because he was seeing everybody, his head was moving.
Oh, wow.
He'll be like,
oh,
because
Lord.
he's seeing them. And on my
Yes.
reaction, I'm like, what the fuck is he going through right now? What's
Right.
happening? What is he seeing? Because, I knew something was
Yeah.
happening.
Yes.
And then when he woke up from all of this, he was like, first of all, I just want to say, Marilyn, you just made me a believer. Because he was one of those
Wow.
skeptical
Right,
people.
right.
Yeah.
He was like, girl, I saw people. And I said, you saw spirits? Because that's what you were seeing. You
Right.
spirit guys. He was, yeah, yo, they just kept coming at me, talking about hi. Hi. So technically, our soul, our spirit, you know, when you go to sleep, it leaves the body,
Mm.
and you end up places, right? And that's when you're like, oh, I had a dream. No, you went.
Right.
This for real. You went somewhere. You astral
projected.
projected. You went somewhere that's not here. Right? So that's what happened with him. He went somewhere that was strange to him and he didn't recognize it. And then he's like, okay, there's people. Like, what's going on here? Like, where am I? Like, I don't even recognize where I'm at.
Right.
But at the end of the day, that happened, right? So that means I cleared everything. He was open enough from his third eye to see things. So after that, he just was my regular. It was like a therapy for him, too, at the same time. You know, because he was seeing a therapist, and then he tried Reiki for the first time. You know, smoked a little bit. So I was like, okay, you know, if that works
he was
for
a
you,
skeptic,
right?
like
If it works for you, I'm good.
When you're, you know, like I don't condone
Because-
all the
but-
other
but
stuff, but
that
when you
keeps you
smoke
calm.
marijuana, it does it brings you to a
relaxes
different
you.
kind of calmness, and you can have a little bit of an outer body experience. You know, it's not as much as, you know, it's probably not as strong as LSD. I don't know the other stuff, but it's not the same. It's very different.
Taking some
But,
shrooms.
right,
Like,
it's very different, way different. But Marilyn, one thing that I want to ask you, so you having the Reverend title, you know, some people, you know where this going. Some people, they see, you know, Reverend, they think more spirituality as far as
attached to a
Christianity,
religion or whatever.
religion.
So now that we're in
Yes.
that topic, the misconception part.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
So yes, I'm a reverend, but I'm a reverend ordained Universal Life Church.
Okay.
Universal. I'm not attached or connected to any specific
Like a
religion.
non-denominational kind
Right.
of. Okay, so it could be for anybody.
Right, I can marry anyone.
Okay.
Anybody. And then Reiki is just a spiritual, it's like a spiritual therapy, like a complementary medicine. It's not attached or connected to religion either.
Okay.
A lot of people think that in the beginning, of course, because they don't know. But no, Reiki is not something that's like, oh, it's Catholic or it's this. It's just open. There's no religion attached to it. We don't do any religion rituals.
It's just spiritual
you know, it's just
healing.
spiritual
It's just spiritual
healing.
energy and healing.
Yes.
Yes.
Because listen, at the end of the day, a lot of us are awake, right? In the sense of spirituality, right? There's a lot of people that aren't,
Right.
right? So
Too
we
many.
are
Time to wake up.
all healers.
Right.
We don't need a Reiki. Am I going to get in trouble for saying this? We don't need a Reiki certification to say I am who I say I am.
Right.
Period.
If you have the natural gift,
Yeah, you have the natural gifts. You have the natural
Right.
gifts. Like, and you're ready for it. Move forward with it because we need a lot of healers right now.
And
They're all
Right.
starting to come out now. That's the
Right.
crazy part.
And there's different levels to like being intuitive. My
Yup.
husband has dreams, like crazy dreams almost every night. I'm like, I haven't had a dream in 2 years. Like, how do you? And then he remembers everything, and it's like this happened, this happened. It's like, what the heck are
Yeah.
you? And it's like, you know, like you said when you were talking about before, it's like you go somewhere.
Yeah, you
your
do go
mind
somewhere.
travels. It's like that intuitiveness. And some people,
And he
they
also can break down
Yes.
other people's dreams.
Yes.
I be calling him
Yes.
like, yo, I had
This is
this
what
crazy
happened.
ass dream. I was
Yep.
here doing this, that, and the third. What that mean? He be like,
Yeah.
oh, that mean this, that. I'm like,
Right.
oh, what?
I have a cousin like that.
He's had so many crazy dreams.
Yeah.
I have a cousin like that too. She's a Reiki practitioner, like I've
Right.
to you on the side.
Yeah.
And she's the same way too. Like I'll have a dream of a specific thing. You
Yeah.
gotta remember when you have these dreams, right? While you're dreaming and you can vividly see these things. Sometimes they don't got nothing to do with the people that's in it.
Right.
Like there's times people be
Yes.
like, "Oh, I dream about my brother, and this happened to him, and this and that, and
Yeah.
this and that." Third, no, there's a message there.
Yes.
It's not specifically saying he gonna get hit by a car if he got hit by a car in a dream. It's a message behind it.
Right.
They chose him because it means it's something familiar to you, something nearby you, something near dear to you. You know what I'm saying? And then the crashing of the car doesn't mean there's going to be an accident.
It could mean something
It could be
different.
the opposite of what it is. Like, for
Yes.
example, me, I had a dream not that long ago. And I was somewhere, and it was a little girl, and I'm going to say it was my inner child, right? I see this little girl, and she's stashing all this money. She like stashing cash, pop, on a stack, and then she put like a board in between and stack another. And I'm like, what the hell, this girl? How's she getting all this money?
Right.
Then
What's
I
she
had a friend
doing?
of mine in the dream that I really don't hang out with her, but that friend is in the dream talking about, oh shit, where's that box at? Oh, shit. She grabbing that.
Somebody stole from you?
Yeah, she stole from the little girl,
Little
right? My
girl.
little child, right? She grabbed it, and then I'm watching it, and I'm all like, did she just steal that? And I said, well, I want some of that stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I go grab the stack too, right? Dead ass. That's how that dream went, okay? And I woke up still remembering that shit because it was money.
Right.
And I'm like, but because I was stealing and that's not like me, I was like, there's a message behind that. The message behind that was, I do a lot of manifestation.
Right.
Now realization is coming.
Right.
So now I'm seeing money.
Yeah.
That means moving forward, if I wait in divine time, the
It's
money,
coming.
the abundance
It's
is
coming.
coming. It's gonna flow.
Right,
That's
right.
what that means. Abundance and prosperity is coming to me because now I'm visualizing.
Right.
Especially when you have a plan of what you want to do. Now you start seeing it the same way. Like if you somebody that have a goal, you wanna buy a house and you're constantly
Right.
manifesting this house and thanking God or the universe that you have this now. Name everything in the present now. Never name anything on the. You do. I hope that's the future. It's gonna sit there and never gonna come. You gotta speak as if you have it, even though your situation is not showing that you do.
Yes.
Or you could. You know, there's people that right now they could have had a home, but they stopped themselves saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna get approved. And
Oh, no.
I don't have money for that, and I don't got
not
to
doing
put
that.
money down." We ain't doing that.
We ain't
Talk
doing
about
that.
it like you got approved. Talk about it, you got the money. Because
Yes.
then the universe is gonna work its way. The part that we need to learn not to do is the how.
Right.
That's not for us to worry. The universe will take care of that. You just write down your dreams and your goals and what you want to do. And if you got 10 of them, just write them down. They're not going to be in that order.
Right.
If the universe can get you the car first before the house, then that's what's going to happen first.
Right.
Girl, and I'm living proof of that. Like, my mom to this day has a vision board that I did like 5 years ago. And at that time, I wasn't necessarily woke, like spiritually, you know, intuitive, and I wasn't necessarily aware of what I was doing, but I was manifesting, you know, what I wanted. So, like a year ago, my mom hung that vision board up on her wall, and she was like, "Did you realize that you got like 95% of the things that you put on that vision board 5 years ago?" I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, I asked for a house with a pool. I wasn't even looking for a house with a pool. When we was looking for a house, the house with the pool just so happened to be the one that I was like, but I put that on the vision board. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I wasn't necessarily looking for that, but I got it. I'm like, dang, everything that I put on here came to fruition. But I was already like in my mind saying like, I claim these things.
Yes.
I claim these things for myself.
And then you got to always say, I allow.
Yes.
I allow. You know, I allow or I welcome. You know what I mean? And then when you know you're ready for this stuff, you always tell the universe, you know what, I'm open and ready to receive. Because sometimes they're going to feel like you're not ready yet. So they're like, nah, she ain't ready yet. She got too much going on. That's another thing I kind of advise some people or my clients, depending on our conversations, what we have, and when they're telling me that they're doing this, and then now they're here, now they're over there, I'm like, slow your roll, because the universe can only do one thing at a time.
Yes.
So if you started, let's say, the podcast, and then you're not feeling like it's going anywhere, and now you jump into something else. Now you jump into something, so you're not going to be successful in anything, and you're not going to receive.
So true.
Because, one, you got to have patience. Everything falls in divine timing. Don't try to beat them to it, because you're not going to get there.
Right.
You might start off like you get in there and it's going to be a setback and then you ain't going nowhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like for me, for example, like, yes, I see myself owning 2 wellness centers. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
With everybody in it. Because it ain't just going to be me as the practitioner. I'm going to have other people there too.
Up under you.
All one-stop shop for healing. It's going to be a wellness center all in one. You know what I'm saying? And holistic healing or holistic health literally means whole person.
Right.
All right? So when someone's going through their holistic journey, you are working on your mind, body, and soul. That's the whole person.
Right.
You got to start eating well. You know, feed your body, eat well. Exercise. You know, do your walks. Connect with nature. That's very important. You know what I mean? And then always speak highly of yourself. Never critique yourself, because our words are very powerful, people.
Absolutely.
That's
And you gotta be mindful of what
point.
comes out of it. Because if you one person that be like, I'm broke. I'm always broke. I got no money.
I don't even use that word.
You
ever.
manifested.
Where is
You
that?
manifested your lack.
No.
What you lacking, and you're gonna continue to lack. Because it's like a genie, right? You know, when you got the genie and you tell the genie, I want this car, I want this car, and then what the genie says, your wishes, my command. Well, that's the same thing with the universe.
Right.
Whatever you want, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whatever you desiring and there's a goal for it. Now, don't get it twisted though. If there's something on that list that they feel as though that's not for you and it no longer serves you, it ain't gonna happen.
Right.
Be okay with that.
Right.
Be okay with that, because they got something better for you.
Right.
I know that's
That's
right.
another thing. You gotta you gotta believe.
Yeah.
You
gotta
have
believe.
Yes,
You gotta
have
ask,
faith.
believe.
Yes.
Yep, and receive. Yes, you
Absolutely.
have to. You can't be like starting off believing, ooh, and then you don't see nothing coming, and you're like, oh, fuck
Right.
this shit.
Right.
And
Nah,
then
hell with
that,
everything.
and then that patience gotta kick in. That delayed gratitude gotta kick in. You
Yes,
gotta
yes.
And you
allow
gotta
the
be
universe.
grateful
Right.
for what you have right now.
Yes.
Because like there's people that might just have, let's say, a 1-bedroom apartment, right?
Mhm.
And they just got the car and they're like, I don't want to live like this. I hate
Right.
my crib.
Right.
No, love your crib.
Right.
Because whatever it is that you want better, it's gonna come because you're appreciating what you have now.
Yes. Yes.
And
You
that's
gotta
such
appreciate how you live and how it's going for you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're wanting more, and that's
Right.
gonna come. But if you start talking like an ungrateful person, like,
Right.
dude, you got a roof over your head. Why you?
right.
right. And there's
You're
so
right.
many people
You got
who have
somewhere
so
to
much
take a
less than
shower,
you.
somewhere to lay your head,
There's people
like-
who have less than you. There's people who.
Right.
There's a lot of people
Exactly.
who don't understand the power, like I said, of your words and of your actions as well.
It's
You
true.
know,
And of
you
gratitude.
Put it out there.
Gratitude all
Put it
day.
out
Oh my
there.
God.
Yes.
Gratitude is the most strongest vibration in the world.
Yes.
Wow.
And I be telling my daughter that I'm like,
strongest.
even just wake up in the morning and you're thankful that there's air for you to breathe. You're thankful that there's the sun in the sky. You are thankful for the moon at night that gives us a glow for you to see, the sun for us to see, like, you know, giving
Everything.
us vitamin D.
Everything. All
Every
day.
little
Everything.
thing. Like, no matter, I'm like, there's
And the
nothing
crazy
too small.
thing is, like, we're programmed, right? We're born all to be programmed. Of
Right.
The don'ts, right?
Yes.
So the whole don't sit in the sun for too long. You're gonna get skin cancer. That is B.
Yes, yes, yes.
The sun.
You need
the
it.
vitamins.
It
and our
recharges
heal-
us.
Yes,
It
it
recharges
recharges.
you.
The healing is
Yes.
there.
Especially
The energy
melanated
that it gives
people.
from the sun alone. Yes.
What gives you cancer is the shit they tell you to block
put on
yourself
top.
from the sun. That's what's giving you cancer.
Yes.
All the
Chemicals that's in
the
there.
chemicals in your
Yeah.
food, the stuff that's illegal in this country that's not illegal in
That's what I'm saying.
all over Europe.
Right.
that we can still eat
And
here.
speaking of that, like, how is holistic medicine and what you do as far as healing, how is that different than traditional Western medicine?
Okay, so
Yeah.
Do you get a lot of
what we
feedback?
do- what we do as practitioners as a whole is Eastern, right? That's where holistic health comes from.
Right.
Now, the Western medicine
Yeah.
is what they giving us right now.
Right.
Here you go, COVID shot. Here
Yeah.
you go.
Right.
Oh, you got it. Oh, your thyroid. Oh, thyroid medication. Da, da, da.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's Western medicine.
Right. And
Eastern
all that's doing
medicine,
is
the
blocking
pill for
us.
everything.
Yes, that's the
right?
one that's blocking
Yeah,
us.
there's the pill for everything.
Yeah, that's a pill for
Yeah.
everything. Eastern medicine is what our ancestors used to do. We had our, medicine women, your Native Americans, your indigenous Theanos from Puerto Rico, because I'm Puerto Rican and I'm Jamaican, I'm saying half and half.
Right.
So we lived off the land.
Yes.
My grandfather was a farmer for a very long time. Everything he grew, that's what we ate.
Right.
We had our green plantains, yellow plantains, our mango
Yes.
tree, our avocado tree.
Mm-hmm.
We raised our chickens.
Right.
So we had our
That's how my
eggs were
mom
there.
grew up in the
Yes.
deep south too.
Yes, the
In
cows.
Georgia.
That was our
Mhm.
milk. You know what I'm saying? So we lived off, because we live in the countryside. So we live
Yeah.
off the land.
Right.
And then right now, what they doing to our lands? They
They're
poisoning our
they're
shit.
poisoning it. They're tearing it
They
down.
tearing it
They're
down.
building
It's kinda hard for me to go
Everything
grocery
GMO,
shopping.
like, it's not even
I see
natural no
less
more.
of that shit in my cart.
Yes.
Me
And-
too.
And meanwhile, you're spending
I know,
more
right?
and more money, and you get
Oh,
less
no.
and less shit.
Yes.
For what you spending.
I'm like, I don't
Yes.
even know what
And I
to
don't
buy
even
anymore.
And I
I
don't
hate
even
grocery
trust
shopping.
the so-called organic stuff because
hate
we
it
have
now.
these, other people, it gets
I used
politics.
to love it.
But organics, though,
It's kind of
it
hard.
only
And
has to
that's
be
even worse.
it only has to be a small percentage organic
Yes,
to be
right.
to get that stamp
Right, right,
of
right.
approval from
That's what I'm saying.
you
So-
know
And
the
also
USDA.
depending- Yes, and also when it comes to meat, let's say your chicken is organic, and a lot of with FDA. A lot of
They
times they
approve
only have to
everything.
have that chicken can eat candy and bullshit their entire life
Mm-hmm.
until the last, I think, 30 days of its life can eat fruit and vegetables, filet
It's
mignon.
considered organic.
considered organic.
now
It's considered organic now.
Never mind the last 20 years of me eating McDonald's every day. You know what I mean?
She said McDonald's. Not
You
McDonald's.
never know. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know what they feed
They
these
eat
animals.
worse.
You don't know. Worse
It's
than that.
true.
McDonald's would be a step up probably for some of them.
Right.
Yeah. Right now, like since it's more open because back then all this that we're talking about was
Right.
unheard of, right? Because
Yes.
for example, my grandfather, he's a spiritualist. That means he's a santero, right?
Uh-huh.
So back then, what they consider that black magic,
Right,
voodoo,
bruja,
whatever the case may be.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we are witches. Yes, you gave us that title. You know what I'm saying? But no, we're not. We're not any of those titles. we just know to live off the land, and we know how to heal.
Right.
You know what I mean? Without us having to go through all, pharma and all that stuff.
Yes.
It's killing us technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? And that's why self-care is very important, because not only is what we're eating that is killing us if we don't go in that route of eating clean, your stress.
Yes, what you put into your mind. What you put in your mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
As soon as you stress, you got something going on in your body.
Absolutely.
Your muscles get tensed up. Neck hurts, legs, whatever.
And we bring that illness on ourselves. Yes.
We do. I used to live my life like that. Right. Back in the days before I moved forward to what I'm doing. And it took me a little journey for me to get out of that mindset of how I think, how I talk about myself and stuff like that. Right. And I used to have like that quick temper.
Yeah.
Any little thing somebody said to me, I was like, ready to jump. You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn to kill all that shit. Like, girl, listen.
It's not worth it.
As I get older, it's where I want to have peace.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Back then I was a rowdy young girl, 20 years old, rowdy, and nobody could tell me nothing. Ready to fight. But then when you got kids, you change.
You change.
I'm all like, okay, I can't be doing that stuff. I got little ones now. Now I gotta like just ignore what people are saying. Wake up in the morning feeling grateful. Talk good things about myself. My situation wasn't that great, but guess what? I spoke very good about myself, so I kept moving up, and it's gotten better.
But how do you achieve that growth? Because that's really,
that's
really
huge.
hard.
That's huge.
It's easier said than done, and so many of us are on the journey
when
now.
When you start looking back at things, like, okay, for me, for example, I can go back and then come forward. You know what I mean with it? So back then, I didn't do any of that.
Right.
Journaling, manifestation.
Yeah.
I wasn't talking to my guides.
Right.
Because, when you have your spirit guides, in order for them to help you or try to be there for you in a sense where they could jump in and interfere, intervene, you got to talk to them. Speaking to them and acknowledging them is giving them permission to be there for you. It could be any situation, anything, or something that you're looking for, or a resource. Anyway, so back to that, right? So I didn't do any of that stuff. I was very blocked, right? So I always felt like I was an angry, bitter person, and I always felt like, fuck my life, because it wasn't great, and I'm struggling as a single mom, 2 kids. I didn't have a car. I had to take the bus with the children. So I always felt like I kind of like dislike life, and why is this happening to me, type of thing.
Right.
Gotcha.
And then as I'm getting a little older, this was like in my early 20s, and then now when I'm getting a little older, I'm like, I gotta change. I cannot live my life like this. And all this stressing, I can't. If I can't control it, why am I stressing it?
Right. And everything goes back to your thought process, right? Like how you're thinking.
I leave it in the universe's hands.
Yes.
I learned to
mindset is everything.
To find them and talk to them. And you know what? They help me out a lot mentally.
Question. But is that like, but that talking to your spirit guides, 'cause I'm sure that's new for a lot of us,
people.
Right? A lot of people. Is that like how some people would like pray to their God, their, like to whoever they believe?
Whoever they believe in.
Much similar.
Yes. So I use the word universe because it sticks to not selecting a religion.
Okay.
Right? Because I grew up Catholic.
Okay.
But guess what? This is why I say I always felt like I was different from the family. Because when my mom used to be like, oh, we're going to church, I said, my soul don't feel like going to church because I'm going to break it down for you why I don't want to go.
Right.
I'll give you one example. It's not a bad thing. I'm a high vibrational person. I need to be somewhere where people are singing, clapping hands, okay, and doing the whole little stomping, not too crazy, but
you need to go to a Pentecostal or a Baptist church.
Yeah, you needed to go to church when
you're feeling down.
The church we was at 4 days a week.
Because when you're feeling down, you don't
It was a church party.
Yes. I want to be somewhere like if I am feeling down and I went there, they kind of bring me back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Bring my soul back.
Yes.
I go to a Catholic church. I tried to do it.
I tried it one time.
I tried to do it, girl.
Yo.
I fell asleep.
Yes.
It was sad and depressing.
I hate to say it.
Yes.
I used to go to
only one.
I used to go. So we grew up.
This is so funny that he did that because that's my demonstration. I was about to do that demonstration.
Because we grew up going to
a Pentecostal church.
Old school.
Black church.
Yes, very black in the middle
It
of the
was everything going on. They had the drummers. We had choir.
That choir could have been on any TV's channel, Apollo, all of that. Like we like our pastor, who is still breathing, still living, Pastor Marilyn, we love you still. But we haven't been with God knows. But anyway. But
speak to yourself.
Well, yeah, well, speaking for me.
I'm joking.
Okay.
Well, speaking for me anyway, but look,
I've been there spiritually.
Anyway,
In spirit.
anyway, it's such a huge difference. My godmother was Baptist, and I went to church with her sometimes. It was such a
different,
different,
right?
and it was like older Baptist people. Like
Yes.
she was,
Where they singing like slave hymns.
Yes,
Wade
yes.
in the water.
And there was like there's no rhythm, there's no. The highlight of that for me was going to the corner store and picking chicken next door. That was the highlight for church for me.
Listen,
And
you
that
was feeling
shouldn't
good.
be.
You was feeling good when you
That
came
was
out.
highlight.
That's
going
how
to
I
the
want to feel. I want to
candy
feel
store.
good out of somewhere, right?
But then I look back, something that I was thinking the other day. I'm like, something that the pastor always did though, that I didn't realize what she was doing, and I don't know if she realized what she was doing, but she always spoke affirmations over the congregation, right? Like, and she would have us recite
Repeat
these
it,
affirmations.
yes.
I'm not poor, I'm rich.
There you go.
I'm not sick, I'm well.
I'm healed.
Every
I'm
single
healed. Yep.
service, it was like she had you turn to whoever you were standing to,
And
look them in the
affirmation.
eye,
Yep,
and say it out
exactly.
loud. Repeat after me. I am this. I am what
that.
God says I
Right.
am. I am blessed. I am rich. I am well. All these things. And I'm like, now that I'm doing that,
You would never.
all these years later,
thought
I'm like,
that.
dang, I didn't realize it was the same thing.
Yes, it's the
Right.
same thing. Yes.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
the energy, you
And
feel it. You feel the vibration. Whether you're, the one thing I love about church is, which I honestly never really felt in my godmother's church. I love you, Ma, too. But anyway, but like, when you go to like comparing, apples to oranges,
Right.
and like a more lively Pentecostal church, you feel the vibrations of the music.
Yes.
You feel it all.
Yup.
You
And
do.
no matter
And
what
if you
you're going
first
through,
walk
before
in-
1 minute you're sitting there, into the next minute you're bawling your eyes out, and you don't know why.
Yep.
It's because, and you leave, you feel amazing.
You know, you're right.
And you feel way different, and
Yep.
it's probably similar to Reiki, but it's the vibration, the energy. But when you go to, like, I'm sure Catholic churches and some other places, it's not the same.
Totally
it's like, how
different
do you
experience.
it's like, I don't know. For me, I personally think, how do you get that experience? When I
Right.
go to church, that's what I'm looking for.
Right.
Something to make you feel good.
That's
Yes.
what I'm looking for.
And uplift
too.
you.
Right,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you get this? Maybe I guess to each their own, whatever floats your boat and all. But that's what we're used to, and
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I mean, I'm used to I love music. That's my
Yes,
thing.
Yeah.
that's
Like
the other
if
thing.
I
Yep.
ever feel a low vibration because I've been around low vibrational people,
Yeah.
and I get home, I right away be like, damn, why I feel like this?
Right.
And I'm like, wait a minute, boop, pop my JBL, play some songs, and I'm at my house doing my little thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And before you know it, I feel myself warming up, and I know my husband and my kid be looking at me like I'm crazy, but.
I'm doing the same thing. I
And then
need
before
music
you know
for
it, I bring
everything.
myself back. My energy is back. I'm freaking feeling happy. Like the mood
Yes.
changes.
Music.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love music. Music.
Same.
Yes.
Always.
Music is a huge
What?
thing in my house. My husband
It is.
raps,
Love music.
and we have our son. He's 2. If he sees, like, if a song comes on, if he feels it, he is stopping what he's doing. He can be in the middle of playing his favorite toy. He will stop and dance.
He was on FaceTime with me a couple
Yes.
weeks ago, and next thing I know, he started sharing. He's 2, mind you. He started sharing a J. Cole song with me
Right.
on FaceTime. I'm like, how you know this song?
It's
I'm like, what?
Yes. He loves music just as much as we do, and I love it for him
Yeah.
because it's like, but you'll know if he don't like that song, he ignores the hell out of it. Ignores it.
Yeah.
It's like it's not even
Yeah.
on. It could be blasting. He
Yeah.
don't hear it. But if he feels it, you can see that he feels it. And like when me watching that in him, I can't sing for shit, but I wish I could. But if I could, I would be so proud to see how. But I love dancing, and
Yeah.
he stops and dances. And for me, it's such like a, it's that vibration. I feel
Does
his
you feel-
energy.
he's feeling his
I
energy, yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
a new
music is
Music
like-
is
I don't know how to
healing
explain it.
in itself.
It's very healing.
Yes.
It could be anything. If you're into
Right.
jazz,
Right.
If you're into like me, I'm Spanish and Caribbean, so I'm
Right.
into my reggaeton.
Yes.
Yes,
reggae, my
yes.
merengue,
Yes.
bachata,
I know that's right.
Whatever.
Yes.
That right there
Chalo,
gets me going like,
chalo.
Bachata,
yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then I'm not a spring chicken, but I still be doing my thing
I know that's
in
right.
the house. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
We
saying?
know a
But
little
the
bit, we
music
know a little bit.
literally, the music literally just brings the best of me.
It does.
Right.
It does.
My freaking day.
You're right.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? And don't tell me
Absolutely.
to lower my music. Nah, ain't gonna happen.
It ain't happening. It does something to
but
your
then I
mental.
also-
It
That's
does
like my son. He'll be
Yes.
playing his game, but now you in my space.
Right.
Right.
So now that I'm gonna play my music, you in my space. So
Right.
I'm playing the music, and then he'll come around. He'll be like, and I'll be like, who just lowered my music? Don't be touching my music. I'm barely in the house, and the day that I'm here, I want to listen to my
And
music.
it goes both ways,
Yes.
though. It goes both ways because then you have the music that is high vibrational and it's helping to raise your vibration and
also to
bring
help lower.
positivity. But then there's also the music that's lowering your vibration and may be depressing you,
Yeah.
maybe making you feel suicidal. Like the kids nowadays, like they listening to this music where I feel so depressed right now and I want to kill myself. I was like, what the hell is that? I said,
Yeah.
I told my daughter, I said,
And
don't you ever play that song again.
You
Right.
have to
Ever.
watch what you listen
have to-
to
yes.
when
Yes.
it comes to songs, because
It's going into your
as soon
subconscious.
as you're hearing the person in the background or either the rapper or whomever, the singer,
Right.
when they're repeating that line,
Mm-hmm.
It goes
you
into your
tend
mind.
to sing that line.
Yes.
You're repeating that
Yes.
line.
You're saying it
and
to
you're
yourself.
manifesting that
Yes,
shit.
exactly.
Absolutely.
So I literally stopped listening to a lot of certain
Right.
Yeah.
music. I'm
It's one
more
of the
into-
rappers that died. I can't remember which one. Oh my God. He was a very young one. Oh my God. I cannot think of his
Wait,
name.
was he the one?
Yes. He had a lot of depressing shit. Him and there's another one too that remind me of him.
But he-
Yes, Juice
Yes.
WRLD. They had a lot of depressing ass songs, and then they both died so young. And they
Wow.
talked about death all the time in their
But
songs
also, so
and
did
stuff.
Tupac and Biggie. They made songs about them, both of them dying.
All the
young age.
time.
All the time.
Yeah,
And
Yes,
that shit.
they manifested that
and you
shit.
manifested, but also, like you said, but also music can be so healing and be the complete opposite.
Yeah,
Right.
At night-
absolutely.
Yeah, at night we have our bedtime playlist, we have our
Yes.
regular playlist, we have our turn up playlist.
You
we
got
have
that
our-
get you in the
our
mood with your
yes,
boo playlist?
Yes,
Like-
you have your long car ride playlist. So all
You got
kinds
that
of
old
shit.
school R&B,
Everything,
like-
everything.
And sometimes I just have my playlist that my spirit guide wants me to listen to.
Right.
Listen, I gotta share this story because I thought it was funny as hell. So one time, I was starting a new job, right? And the hours were 9 to 5.
Right.
So I'm like, damn, tomorrow. I wonder how this gonna be.
I can never do that.
Right? This
I
is
hate
me.
it.
I'm like, damn, I'm
Hate
going to
it.
this new job. I hope everything goes well. I get along with everybody. I'm talking already. You know?
Yeah.
Get in my car. So this connects right away to the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So that shit was like 9 to 5.
That was part in us and everything.
I was like, wait a minute. I don't have this on my playlist. Hold up. Wait, how did that song just come about? I don't
Right.
have it on my playlist.
Right.
Where did
Wow.
this song come from? Then I started laughing because I knew it was her. Because she always try to be funny. So I was like... Because she, I guess, was trying to be funny because the day before I was talking shit like, oh, I gotta work 9 to 5. I was
Yeah.
just working 8 to 4:30. I
Right.
hope I get along with the people there. Like I'm just popular.
Right.
And she was just like, I guess as a joke.
Get
she
it
was,
together.
9
Get
to
it together.
5.
Right. Like
Then
this
I
what it
just started
is.
laughing.
Right.
Yeah, there
For
are
now.
times where guide.
Right.
Remember this. Catch on to little things like that. I'm sure you have, but
Yeah.
pay attention to these things. There's times where they'll communicate through music to you.
Absolutely.
The words in the song is speaking to you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
There's times that if she knows or he knows that you love being on your phone all the time, if that's their only way to get to you, there's something gonna pop up in your timeline.
Right.
You're gonna be like, oh
Yes.
shit, I was just thinking about that.
Right.
Or that's something that I wanted to do, or whatever the case may be. They tend to do that. Like for me, for example, like when I got my Reiki certification, what I told Guy was, okay, when that time comes for me to choose that teacher,
Yeah.
you know, please make sure that she's authentic. Oh, I need a Saturday to Sunday if it's 2-day class, and please make sure she's affordable. Those are
Right.
my main things. And then next
Right.
you know, on the timeline, this lady shows up on my timeline, and the name of the school is what caught me to like check it out. So the name of the school was Mount Clair Psychic School. So I'm like, oh, what's this? So when I clicked on it, she's in Clifton. I said, okay, that's a little bit on my way. And then when I saw what she was charging, and then when I read her bio, I said, oh my God. Thank
Here we
you.
go.
I'm going. Signed up with her. So she's a medium, this Reiki practitioner. And let me tell you something. Whoever goes to her class, you better make sure you're the real deal. She will test your connection.
Oh,
alignment
wow.
with spirit. We will do.
She'd be like,
things.
this ain't for you, boo.
No,
Sorry.
it's that ass. And I'm only saying it because, you know, everybody wants to get a certification because there's an intention behind that.
Right.
Rather for it to be like a true healing for others, right? My intentions is healing for people.
Yes.
The money tool comes later. You know, that's the way I see it. It's not money first. It's my
Absolutely.
my collectives are first.
Right,
You know,
right.
healing. There are times that I am a charitable Reiki healer. I will do a scale score depending on your situation. You financially don't have it like that, and I will get the message from my guy, like work something out with that person.
Right.
Like I might have a set price for something, but then for you, because of your situation, only for you, I will reduce that. I mean, there's times where I had a person I did have a friend that was homeless, and he was into this whole spiritual thing, but he had to stop because, he didn't have it like that.
Right.
And I told him, I said, I will do this for free for you.
Right.
Because I know you need this.
Right.
You really need this. So I will be there for you for whatever you need. I'm here to
Right.
help you.
But that speaks to the character of you and to your heart, and that you know that you were called to do this.
Right.
So you know that you're fulfilling your purpose. You know it's not a dollar sign behind it, because that's gonna come.
And you know what's the
that's
crazy
gonna
part
follow.
too? That I'll be iffy about my prices.
Yeah.
Because even though it's
a lot of us
under,
are.
A lot of yes.
Even though
same.
it's under from other practitioners,
Right.
I still feel like it's expensive.
A lot of
I'll
us
be
are.
like, okay, I'm charging that. But then when I look at somebody else's page, that
Look how
close
much
to $200.
Yeah.
Close to $200 for a healing. And then I'm all like, oh no, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
I guess I'm good.
Right.
But when I first came up with the numbers, I would be like, damn, let me lower it. $10
Yeah.
more. Let me lower it $10. And it's like, all right, she would tell me to, know your worth too.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's what I was
Like
that's what I was
that.
about to say too,
Yeah.
because that's something that we struggle with before too.
Yes, yes.
Because we do several other things besides
Right.
included with our podcast. So we do marketing, advertising. We help you with your branding. We're now branching off into helping people train their office and train their
Right.
team, and the list goes on.
Corporate event planning.
corporate event planning,
all
almost
type of
anything
stuff.
creative in business.
We do it.
We can do it. We can put it together somehow and make it work.
And make it happen.
Make it happen. But it's like you said, you start thinking these things. But also, like you said, our original prices were like crazy.
They were really high, but you know what?
But you aim high and you go low,
And then you go low.
and you meet in the middle.
They were
You meet
high,
in the
but
middle.
because we know what our value is.
Yes.
And just because one person does not see your value doesn't mean that
That
somebody
you're-
else
That's it.
Right.
It doesn't
will not
define
see
you.
that.
It does not define
Define
you.
you.
And
Yes,
think about it, between the two of us, it's almost 20 years of office management skills between the two of us, So it's like, we definitely, when it comes to that kind of thing, you say you don't want to sell yourself short. You also want to put into consideration your other costs.
Right.
You have costs. There's
Right.
overhead
There's
costs.
business
There's
expenses.
tools,
Yes,
there's
everything.
advertising. There's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, like
Yes.
trying to have your website running.
Plus
that
your
costs.
expertise,
Absolutely.
your knowledge,
Yeah.
the time and money you
Yeah.
spend
That
into
domain not
honing your
free.
craft.
Yeah, there's a lot
Yeah.
of things not free.
It's okay
so
to do free. It's okay to do charitable and free sometimes too, but you also have to know your worth.
Yeah, you
and that's
have
one
to
thing
know
that
your
we've
worth.
learned and have still
Yes.
been learning. And
Absolutely.
it's something that's it's a journey. Everybody has their
Yeah.
own spiritual journey, and for us especially, I feel like it's been. This whole podcast has been our spiritual journey.
Yes. Yes.
We
It's
met-
been part of it. Yes,
absolutely. We met amazing people like you, Marilyn, who has
We were
helped us.
instantly connected.
Yes, from the
It was
moment we
like-
met,
was
from
so
the moment we
crazy.
met, yes.
I rolled
yes.
up in there.
You
saw
would have
all
thought
the
we know her for like
vendors.
6
Like, I
years
didn't think
already.
you would be
As soon as
sitting
I
here.
came, right, me either. I come over to your booth and I was already like, hey, what's up?
I want this, I want this, I want this, I
t-shirt.
want that.
Cuz, look at this. Love the message.
But
And,
you
and
were
at the
so
same
real.
time,
And it was so genuine.
Like
Supporting.
real
So
recognize
genuine,
real.
yes.
That is so true.
Yes.
That real recognizes
Yep.
real.
It's true,
And when
yeah.
you meet
For sure.
somebody else who is genuine, who
Yeah.
you know is good hearted, who has
Yep.
pure intentions, like you do, and you genuinely wanted to see us succeed, and you didn't even know
Yeah.
us.
Right.
You
was
didn't
like,
even
you
know
guys are gonna do
us.
Great, I love this.
I was
Yes.
like, I love
She
your
got like 2 shirts
energy.
from us and
got the
pins.
t-shirt.
She's like, what else y'all got? What else?
I was like, I love your
No, I loved
energy.
it. The t-shirt.
Thank you.
CEO.
Thank
yes,
you.
You know.
yes,
I
rock
was
that,
like,
rock that with
yes.
pride.
Yes, I will.
Because
Yes.
girl,
Whatever. Listen,
That's
when I
an
went-
accomplishment.
I did a they haven't posted it yet, but when I did a I think it was an intro for the space that I'm sharing as needed. Right?
Yeah.
Big up to Sophia,
Mm-hmm.
Dosage Massage, Body Works. So that's another genuine, beautiful person. I would love for her to be here.
Oh,
Nice.
girl,
Yes,
bring her
guys.
through.
Yes,
bring
let
her
us
through.
I
know.
love it.
Yeah,
She's
send us
another
her
beautiful soul I
contact
got
info.
connected with. and it
Hey,
was-
Sophia.
Yeah, she's the best. I love her. And you would think we known each other for a very long time.
Right.
It's the same way
Just
how
like
you guys
us.
picked up the vibe.
Yes.
The same way with her and I, and we got connected. So she has a massage space. And she literally opened her doors for me and told me whenever I need to do Reiki in person that, you know, I'm more than welcome to, for a certain fee, affordable fee too.
Right.
I can always use her rooms to do it in person. So, you know, once a month I try to do a sound bath there for like her clients or anyone outside of that. But yeah,
That's
so
nice.
she brought me that was the connection. So now I'm able to freely just do what I need to do.
Right.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're so knowledgeable in everything. You know, you definitely were born to do this. So
For sure.
out of everything, you know, we could go on for
could go on
hours.
for hours.
Yes. But out of everything that you know, mentioned today or even something that we didn't mention, what is the most important thing that you want our listeners to get from this conversation about Reiki or about what you do, healing and spirituality?
Yes. What I want everyone to get out of this is that put yourself first. I know there's a lot going on in the world over family. You know, we tend to put family first, leave ourselves out for everything.
Right.
No, put yourself first. Give yourself that 10-minute break, right? Find yourself somewhere in your house, a little space that you can have that time for yourself, whether if it's just sitting there in silence and just listening,
Right.
you know. But Reiki, all these modalities can help in all those areas as a complementary medicine. So, like, if you're going through stuff medically and you're seeing a physician, this can be something complemental to that.
Right.
That will help you in the long run when it comes to your health. Because remember,
Absolutely.
Reiki balances immunity. It helps with stress and relaxation, deep in relaxation. So don't be afraid to try anything that's going to bring peace of mind.
I know that's
Nice.
right.
I love that.
I second that.
Don't
I love
be
it.
afraid.
Yes.
It could be, like I said, it could be anything. Yoga, guided meditation,
Yeah.
massages,
Yes.
facial spa.
Yep.
You know, people
Right.
get things out of that.
Right.
My facial feel great.
Absolutely. So how can people find you and book your services? You know, like let people know where they can find you on social media and everything.
So I have a website. It's www.reikichambersofelements.com. So there you can see what modalities I do, my services, what I offer. I'll offer Reiki combination with sounds. Distance Reiki is the same thing too. We didn't talk about that, but distance does not take away from in-person. So whatever you receive as in-person, you can still receive it as a distance
Okay.
Reiki.
So like over the phone or like or Zoom
it can
or
be
something?
Zoom.
Okay.
It can be any way. You don't have to be
That's
sitting.
dope.
Yeah, you don't
Right.
have to be like laid up on a bed. I can do Reiki with you just sitting right here.
Oh,
You know what
wow.
I'm saying? So Reiki doesn't stop you to have a certain area where to do it and how to do it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
It's energy that travels. It's in space. It
Okay.
travels. So it doesn't matter where you
Right.
are. Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
that's the website, or they can find me on Instagram too. It's Reiki Chambers of Elements, and then the link is there for appointments.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, definitely make sure that you go to her Instagram at Reiki Chambers of Elements. Go to her website if you want to book a Reiki session with her. She also does sound bath healing. She does a number of other services. Okay. So make sure you check her out. We definitely appreciate you for being on the podcast and sharing your life experiences, sharing your knowledge. And you are welcome back anytime, Marilyn.
Yes.
Like the
Oh,
energy
you know,
was
yes,
just
you know, when it
come
comes
back,
back,
right?
Yes, and I can't wait
We
to
can have
book
a
my
different
session
topic,
with you.
and you know we'll come back.
Yes,
Right.
I know, girl.
Okay, all right.
And I can't wait to book my session with you because I need some Reiki, I need some
all
chakras.
right.
Yes.
And one thing I want to say real quick. We were on the phone with you a few weeks ago and we were talking about doing all this. And you said something that just clicked because it was something that my sister's been saying to me for a while. People have been saying it to me for a while. It's like, you changed since having a baby.
Yes.
Of course, we all know that. We all know that. We know that.
Yes.
But she was like, you got soft. Like, what the hell? You got soft now. You know, like, it's bullshit.
I said, you used to be the mean one.
Yes.
I'm like, now I'm
Yes.
going to pick up your
Yes.
slack. Like,
And we were on the phone and you were saying, like, how people, like, your throat chakra is closed, is blocked. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, shit. That's what's... And lately, the past few weeks, I'm
you've
back,
been biting your
yes,
tongue and backing down.
Yes,
That's not
and,
good.
and for a long time, I've been like, you know, just
And that was never you. That was never
me.
you.
Never.
You used
Since
to get in trouble for your
since I
mouth.
was a kid, since I was like, since I could talk, Marilyn. And I was like just feeling so depressed and so down and just so not myself. And lately, once you said that, I'm like, it is something that's clicked.
It just
and
clicked right
turned.
away, like bam.
And even my husband was like, you're back. So I just want to say thank you.
Yes. And you see, you didn't even realize that you were helping her heal.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Natural,
Right.
That's how you know you're a natural born
Exactly.
healer.
Yes,
Exactly.
And
Now I'm
you
tearing
really,
up.
like when I speak things sometimes it usually comes from messages from the guide and
Right.
verbalize it and just
Yeah.
get it all out.
Wow.
It's true. It's
Coming
crazy.
from them. Yeah.
Right.
I believe it,
For the
girl.
most part.
Look, you the real deal. So yes, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at Real Queens Talk _official. And we'll be back with another episode in 2 weeks. All right, 2 Wednesdays from now. So don't miss it. We love you guys. Peace and love.
Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button.
Oh yeah, subscribe and
Yes.
like to the YouTube channel.
Share,
Okay.
follow, all of the above.
Yes, comment, all the
Comment.
above. That's how
Yes.
we're gonna keep making
Repost.
these. Yes.
Yes. Tell everybody you know. Refer us. We also
Yes.
You can also reach us at rqbizsolutions.com
Yes.
or rqbizsolutions@gmail.com for all your small, medium, and large business needs, from event planning to training your staff to HR needs, whatever
All
else
the
you need.
above.
We got it.
Everything in between.
We got you.
All right, guys. Until next time, stay tuned and stay real, kings and queens. Peace.
Peace
Wahala.